Welcome back to the Barcelona Materia Cup. We are going into round 4 of the best of 3 Swiss. We've got TCG Papi and Marc X here. I believe I don't know if I Kreiser. Sorry, I probably said that horrible, but I think that he's playing Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. Marc is on Yuna, so I did get to the Yuna match. Which was fine because these guys are on table 3 anyway, so it's a fairly top match. Papi is 3-0 and Marc is 2-1 at the moment, so might mean that there's an interesting amount of wins and losses out there because Marc is on table 3, despite being 2-1. So yeah, let's see what happens. See if I can find Papi's deck lists. I've got Marc's already. Marc is playing the Cat 4 Yuna. He's not playing the Vikings Galuf version. Marc did win a local qualifier last week with this deck. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Looks like he's starting with the search water backup, and he's got the Rosa. And looks like Papi's going to start with the Larsa. Don't know if we saw what he searched already, or he's deciding how he wants to pay, perhaps. But he is going to play the Larsa, so I'm pretty sure this is Warriors, but I can't find the list. Yeah, so we're gonna come out of the gates firing with the Tybus. Overpaying for the Tybus, paying 6. Marc just checking what he used to pay. We're gonna get the Mog. That might hurt a little bit, Marc, but nothing that he can't work around. Marc is a very intelligent player. Frequently tops our locals, and is always ready to try new decks. His brother, you guys might already know, Jordi, who has gone to the World Tournament twice. He's also here today, also playing the Yuna deck, and I think he's also 2-1. But we'll see how it plays out. I don't think any of the Yuna decks are undefeated. I think of the 6 Yuna decks, they've all lost at least one match. All right. So yeah, the Porum is going to obviously blank the Mog. That allows Marc to open up and begin searching. Likely, he's already got the Rosa, so this Yuna deck is going to search. It needs the Cecil. Yeah, I think we still need the Cecil, the Earth Cecil. There's the Rosa. And there's the Earth Cecil. So yeah, if you guys have played against the Yuna-Cat 4 deck, this is the expected opening here. Getting the Rosa on as quick as possible, play the Cecil, and now you're going to be able to play from hand the Earth Water cost to search the Wind Cecil. Okay, so he already had the Cecil in hand, so we're going to Brynhilder the Porum. I believe that Papi played against a Yuna deck right before this in round 2 and won. So he's coming in here with some confidence for sure, after having just won against Yuna deck. But I don't think it was the same exact one. I believe the person that was playing the other Yuna deck also Cat 4, but did not have the same flex cards as Marc. So we're gonna play the Axe Star here. Gonna dual freeze everything that's not a cost 3. still trying to find his deck. Too many deck lists, and they're not that cleanly written, and I don't know their first names. Obviously, they've got their real names on the deck lists. So having a bit of trouble. In the meantime, I've seen that the Axstar cleaned up. Is this it? This is the warrior deck. I believe I found it. I hope this is it. We're gonna assume that this is it. But I'm tired of looking. I'm sure Marc drew off the Rosa. Marc is not one to miss any of those triggers. Yeah, I think what you honestly have to do against this unit deck is you need to disrupt the flow as soon as possible. Because the longer you let it sit, the harder time you're gonna have cleaning it up later. You've gotta go in quick, which can also bite you in the end, but it's your really only option, I think. In this deck, so if I'm not mistaken, this is the only deck I found with Titus in the whole tournament. So Marc's putting the damage just out of reach. I'm gonna go over and try to correct them. 1 second. Cool. Now we can see the damages a little bit better there. Yeah, Richie, if he missed the draw, yeah, it's too late, isn't it? It's not like Marc to miss those, but hey, it happens. Hopefully it doesn't. If it did indeed happen, hopefully it doesn't have too big of a knock-on effect. At 4 damage already. Although, as we know, damage does not necessarily translate to advantage. So we're going to play the Leo, we're going to draw. All right, we're going to pop the Cecil, looking for the second Cecil, the wind Cecil. And now the shenanigans can maybe begin. Yeah, Papi started out pretty heavy here. There it is. There's the Yuna. So now we've got the board set. More to come for sure. Now it's all about dueling and freezing the right things, getting control, and then going in for the kill. Let's see. But glad to have you in here, Richie. Let's keep the conversation going. Helps with the the mono casting. All right, we're gonna throw the Warden. He's gonna have to pay 2 extra because of Cecil, and then he's gonna we're gonna turn the Yuna, pay 1. He's gonna pay with the Larsa for sure. The Troll Toll. We have a Miwa coming in. 2 Miwas in hand. So I think, is that the last Miwa? Let me check his list. He's playing 2 Miwas. Yeah, so that is the Miwa. There will not be another one unless he pulls it from the break zone. So he's going to pay. He has to pay everything, right? I mean, he's already paid. He has to go. You can't. Yeah, you have to. You've committed. You've committed at that point. 5 damage. Yeah, it was a lot, but you know, I think with Yuna, sometimes you just have to pay it. I know. I've heard the story. Someone paid 13 for a Shantoto, but and they won the game. So you know, that is sometimes the way to get around this deck is make the Yuna player uncomfortable, interrupt their flow, and pay an enormous amount to do so. But the deck doesn't really have that much to offer outside of having her on the field. So 9 for Ixion. Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. Was that 9 for the 2, or was that 9 for the 3 costs? 9, 9 for 2. Hey, man, if it gets rid of Yuna, I'm all for it. All right, bets on what Lunafray is going to hit here. You stole a Hooded Man. Oi, Tyro. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be the Yuna. No, Zaid, you said Thordan. You did invoke an X-Burst, but got it wrong. Yeah, she's back. She's back, and she's ready. She's ready to tax. I think that's the issue, right? With these unit decks, like you've got to make that big payment, and if it pays off, you win the game. But if they can bring back Yuna, you're for lack of a better word, you're fucked. You're in a tough spot. Especially now we've got 6 forwards, so we get 3 pays off. Yeah, Zayd, isn't that the thing? Like, it's like Yuna, and compared to like Chaos Arc, right? Like Chaos Arc, like you're gonna lose quick or whatever. But like Yuna, like you know you're gonna lose in maybe round 2 or 3, but you have to sit there until round 10 and just hope hope that you draw something. Let me check his list. Like he's got I mean, he's got some things that can. So he's got Jekt. I mean, Jekt skips the Yuna, I think, right? Because it's damage. No. I will say though, the Yuna decks you do have to think a lot. I mean, it's a very powerful deck, but you have to know which road to take. More than a lot of other decks, I think. I mean, obviously you're just looking for the Rosa and the Cecil as fast as possible, but yeah, that Axstar is never facing facing upwards again. let's. I mean, what do you do here, right? Like, okay. So now I got the right deck list now. I was looking at somebody else's that had a Titus. So this is the word. So got the Clive Ifrit. Furion is there. Yeah, we're just gonna get doled here. There is one more Mog in the deck, and there is a Noctis from Opus 21. Which one is this? 130. It's the Ice. The Ice Noctis. Choose one dual for Okay, so there is an Ice Noctis with X Burst that breaks one duel forward. So there is that option. Yeah, Warriors obviously cannot board wipe, but I think if you can get rid of the Yuna, Salamander, he has no Salamander in his deck. Yeah, no Salamander. He has no Susano. He does have this. He has 3 of these Axe Stars, these Ice Axe Stars, with the experts to break a duel forward. That might be his idea of teching for Yuna. Yeah, so the forwards that we're not seeing right now that are in Papi's deck are Furion, Mog, Noctis, Clive, Ifrit, and Cloud. And then of course his Limit Break. Yeah, I think the Noctis is there for the X Burst, I'm assuming. Yeah, you can also drop him off Axstar. But Axstar's already on the field, so. Alright, so we're going to play the Limit Break Noctis for the Porum. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forwards on the field. This is the part where you just, like, you know, try to play the game, I guess. Yeah, Unis, a deck where your opponent doesn't get to play. Yeah, J-Def, I've played against this. I played against Marc last in the qualifier, and I think I've seen him with more forwards on the board than currently are on the board. Yeah, Zod, I think I agree with you, but like I said, Papi just did a 2-1 against another Yuna deck, so I think he feels he can find his way through this. Yeah, there's no Ursula in this deck. Okay, so we're gonna go with the Surges. We're gonna get taxed. We're gonna duel. Okay. So this is in response to the Surges auto. Right, this is the part where you, as a Yuna player, you got to know what you're doing. Because then, if you mess this part up, you know, you lose yourself the game. I think. But yeah, with the Palom and the Porum now just getting their counters up, Porum's going to be able to clean up whatever potential forward might be annoying for him. Papi does not have Miwa. No. Nope. His forwards are Yuzuki, Mog, Furion, Axstar, Noctis, Ice, Noctis, Tyvis, Ward, Clive, Ifrit, and Cloud. And then his Limit Break is Ultimate Weapon, Luna Freya, Zac, Sergis, Titus, and Leo. No Miwa. So now we're just going to take damage, right? 3. I might not even need to update. See if we go 4. Ah, there it is. That I think is why he carries that Noctis. Brunhilde. See, now he can start killing stuff because, yeah. This is it. I mean, this is this is the comeback, right? This is the danger of the Uni deck without the Ursula, but I don't think it fits in this deck. I know Eureka's first deck with the Gallof and the. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. So going into round 2. All right, going into game 2 of this best of 3. Una deck winning game 1. I think there was a bit of an opportunity there at the end with the good experts, but they just came a little bit too late. I do think Papi played well at the beginning. I think he did what he needed to do. It was just that unfortunate. Was it the Tyro from the Luna Freya, right? Yeah, yeah, Richie. I think to each their own, right? But I think the Brynhilder gives you opportunity to actually play the card. uh, Lev is pretty expensive sometimes. You just relying on it as come out as an expert, which when it does its job. But Brunhilder, you can actually play it during the match. Yeah, exactly, J-Duff. Like casting Lev from your hand. Yeah, for sure. So we can see that he's got Yuna and Cecil Earth already in hand, and a Tyro and a Porum. So that's basically if we're just missing the Rosa, but that's pretty much Exodia for this deck. He's got what he needs. We're gonna Meath. We're gonna discard and search a 5. So we're gonna search the Tidus. Yeah. We're gonna search for the Mog, right? Just like last time. There it is. Oh, they're next to each other. Oh, good thing he searched because that would have been that would not have been a fun draw. Pulling 2 Mogs when you might need something else. All right, I think that's 2 Unas in hand. That is, yeah, that's 2 Unas in hand. That's not good. This early. Yeah, he needs that Rosa, and he doesn't have. He's got the Tyro, but he'd have to sack the Cecil to search the Rosa. I think Marc on this turn, he's got the Porum. He's got Porum Miwa. He's got everything except the Rosa. Yeah, he could pour him and then blank the Mog next turn when he searches, right? But he he can't play a backup here. Yeah, don't sack the Mog will be good here. He's not sacking. Yeah, he's chill. I can see him calm, cool, collected. Pour on the Mog with your opponent. Yeah, well, Papi remained cool, gave a thumbs up, cracking his knuckles. Uh, Stayed calm, stayed calm. Yeah, I think some players are a bit more expressive, right, when they play. And Marc was a bit expressive there when he drew the uh, the second Yuna in Miwa. So I think probably might have picked up that this, and obviously Marc played a bit slow. Oh, here comes a Clive. Okay, so Clive is, and we've got no cards in hand, so he's gonna attack. In response, Porum's gonna blank him. So we're not gonna draw. That's a pain. So we're gonna search it. He's not gonna search. He's gonna search the third Yuna. That's 3 Yunas in hand for Marc. Yeah, that's 3 Yunas in hand. Uh, I I don't know if that if that's a good thing, if I'm honest. Um, Obviously, it means that you can just replant her, but you've got 3 light cards in your hand, and there's a Rosa to the break to damage. There's a Cecil in hand, and there's still no Rosa. I think Marc's out of this one, man. He's got 3 Yunas in hand. He's gonna blank them all, but sure, is he gonna hard cast Tyro here with 6? Yeah, Rosa went to damage. We're at damage 2, I believe. Uh, yeah. So what Poppy doesn't know, well, what surely he's picked up on by now is that the Rosa's not there. Like I said, he played Yuna last round, and now he's playing Yuna again, and I'm sure he's seen the Rosa Cecil opening, and we're going on to turn 3, almost, and we haven't seen it. We're searching. Um, he's gonna pay. Yeah, I think you're right, Zyd. I think he needs to drop Yuna, maybe let it die, because he's got 2 more in his hand, and just force out some resources from Poppy, because we're looking at a Ifrit next turn, um, potentially. Yeah, so it's gonna freeze the Tyvis. I think like this is like the worst part, right? Like right now, I'm excited that Yuna's getting punished a bit, but then it can just it can just set up in one turn if he draws a Rosa. The fact that there's no backups, yeah, discarding 1 pass and discarding the Tyro, 2 Yunas in hand, Cecil in hand. Yeah, I think he might be a bit flustered because this is not the best opening here. Yeah, you're right, Richie. Yeah. Um, but maybe the plan is knowing that he has 3 Yunas. He wants to make Papa use some resources to to get rid of that one, thinking that's the only one. Yeah, so we're gonna prime here. And Leo, I would assume, if it's water. We're gonna kill the Yuna. Yeah. We don't have water. Okay. A bit of a psychological thing there, pretending that we don't have anything in our hand and we just drop the Yuzuki. We're going to damage 3, getting rid of the Porum. I mean, not that Yuzuki does too much in this matchup, other than the Palom, but it's a free play. Did he draw Rosa? He drew something that could search Rosa, but now he's got 2 Wind Cecils, 1 Earth Cecil, and 2 Yunas. That's a pretty rough hand. Is it 2? Is it 2 Earths? Sorry, 2 Wind Cecils? No, it's 1. It's 1. But he's Luna Freying, yeah? Yeah. He's gonna Luna Freya for. Oh, there's the Rosa. Yeah, Zide, I think Papi sees that he's got a window here, and he wants Yuzuki on the field for next turn to attack. I think he wants to put the pressure on. But let's see. So we've got the Rosa now. So now we can begin the motor. Okay, we're going to play Yuna. We're going to freeze. Oh. Okay, we're not. We're gonna duel when they attack, I guess. So we'll get maybe another damage in, but yeah. Yeah, that duel makes a lot of sense. Cecil, win Cecil to the damage. With the other one in the break zone, that leaves us with 1 more in the deck, I believe. Just confirm that. Yeah, leaves us with 1 more in the deck. And now we've got bodies. We've got another Mog. So even if there was a Cecil, well, he has the Earth Cecil, yeah, but yeah, could you imagine just drawing another Clive? He's got Larsa. So Larsa and it's 2 Larsa. No, it's a Larsa and a Noctis. Larsa and Noctis are in hand. So we do have a Sergis that we could play. We could throw the Larsa if we draw another water. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna take the damage. So he did stack it for the draw first. We're gonna. Okay. So we've got. Did he draw the win? That's the last one. Yeah. There's 1 in damage and there's 2 in the break zone. Yeah. Yeah, there's 2. No, that's the water Cecil in the break zone. We've got a Cuchulain, Larsa. So there is an option to search here. Yeah, Richie, I thought so too, but I think I saw there's 1 Wind Cecil and 1 Water Cecil in the break zone. The other Wind Cecil's in damage. So there are 2 Wind Cecils not in the deck. There's 1 left. I'm pretty sure. The Water Cecil threw me for a loop, but yeah, Marc has 1 of the Water Cecils in the deck for the mono fire lineup where they just do a bunch of damage. That water cessel protects them. I think that's what that's for. So we're Thordan to search. I wonder why we played the Thordan instead of Larsa here. I wonder what we want to search for. Because the Larsa would have been cheaper. We could have used Meath to pay the tax, but I guess if we don't want to forward. Yeah, that's why I feel like the Larsa would have made a bit more sense, right? Instead of paying extra, because then yeah, the Yuna's in his hands. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Zaid. I think there was an extra payment for that Thordan that we could have used Meath to pay a tax for Yuna. I think in the end it doesn't matter. Well, it matters in the sense that Marc will have to duel 4 instead of 2. But let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna duel everything. Yuna's gone, and there's a Yuna in hand. So Yuna's gonna come right back with the top deck. So we're gonna discard Y'shtola, or is it Y'shtola and something else? Y'shtola and Hooded Man. So I think we get rid of the Y'shtola here for Yuna. Yeah. So now we pass. We duel. Next Hooded Man comes in. But Marc with no backups here is an interesting board state. Because when I played against him, he was able with Hooded Man to just basically, reactivate everything. Okay, so we're gonna we're gonna ward for free. We're gonna kill the Yuna. He's gonna pay. We're gonna pay with the backups. That's the third Yuna. That's Hooded Man in hand. So Marc needs to top deck something because he can't limit break Noctis. He doesn't have anything to bring back the Yunas other than he's got nothing to bring back the Yuna except Noctis. So I think this is going to go to Papi. I think it's going to go to Warriors here. Yeah, I think I think a big issue was Marc having 3 Yunas in his hand on turn 2, and not getting that Rosa. That is a selfie, yeah. I mean, surely Papi's counted. Yeah, he pulled the Clive. Surely Papi's counted that 3 Yunas are in the break zone, right? I mean, at this point, you just clean the board up and you win the game. What you don't want is to give Marc time to be able to knock this limit break and get the unit back. Yeah, and there's obviously no wind cessel in the deck left because we still have the earth cessel on the board. So we got we've got Clive, Selfie. Yeah. Yuzuki's there. Yeah, I think Papi will still win this, but you're right. Maybe he was just playing a little extra cautious because yeah, I think he's fine. So we're gonna sacrifice. Yeah, I think now if Papi didn't know already, there's no wind castles left. He knows now for sure. That's 6 damage. So we are 1 damage away. I don't see a way that this unit deck comes back without a Yuna. I'm surprised that Marc hasn't scooped, but does you want to play it out to the end? Two selfies in hand, though. We're choosing the Zac to get rid of the Rosa instead of Ultima Weapon. Yeah. Well, he doesn't have the water, right? Or does he? No, it's a selfie and a. Is that a demon? No, he doesn't have demon. What does he have in his hand? What's interesting is we haven't seen the Furion, and there are 3 in the deck for Papi. Oh yeah, so Marc is now top decking. Um, there's an Axstar. Does he have a Noctis to hardcast the Axstar? Yeah, I think the Ultima Weapon would be the play here. Just checking the time. 25 minutes left. So if Papi does win this, which looks like it does, he will. It will be a shorter round 3, potentially, if this drags on a little bit longer. He's looking at the Ultimate Weapon chat. Is he going to do it? Are we going to see it? Nope. All right, discarding. Yeah, we're gonna see the Ultimate Weapon here, right? Yeah, here it is. And he's scooping. Yep. All right, so we are 1-1 with Warriors versus Yuna. That was a tough draw for Marc there. Like I said, having those 3 Yuna, those 3 light cards in your hand on turn 2, not ideal. And then again, not pulling that Rosa. Really slowed things down enough for Papi to get everything set up, and also Papi did really well by not discarding the Mog. That first Mog was good patience there at the end. But yeah, so if you guys are just joining us, we are in round 4 of 6. I believe 6 rounds today. Going into the game 3 of Warriors versus Yuna. Papi is currently 3-0. Marc is 2-1. Both are really good players, so this should be an interesting game 3. In round 1, we saw Marc kind of just take it away with having 8 forwards on the board. Very quickly got Rosa Cecil out there. And then in game 2, we saw him struggle with the draw. Did not have good hands, did not pull the cards he needed early enough, and that just gave Papi time to react, well, preemptively set himself up to be able to react to the Yunas that were coming in. So yeah, let's see how that goes in game 3. It will be Zide. It will be another Mog Tyvis opening for the 3rd game in a row for sure. That's how that deck works, isn't it? But let's see what Yuna's got. So we've got Tyro again. We've got Yuna. We've got Sailor, Corum, no Rosa, and no Cecil. So surely we're going to search the Rosa here. Hey, you can top deck the 2 cards you need every time. You just gotta will it. So we're gonna pay. Are we paying 6 here for our Luna Freya? Yeah. So we're gonna LB the Luna Freya, looking for the Rosa. So that's 1 Miwa in the break zone. Obviously, good to count that. Right at this point, we're not sharing deck lists yet, so Papi doesn't know how many Miwas are in the deck, but there are only 2. Yeah, the search for the Rosa was obvious. Some psychological plays going on here. We're going to drop the selfie, so we're going to take back whatever we pay here. But it does show your opponent what you have. So we're getting the knock this in the cloud or keep the cloud. Okay. So there's a Cuchulainn, cloud. Are we passing turn here? Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't open as strong as the first 2 games, which is scary. But we don't have the Cecil yet. So there is still time. But we do have the Rosa, which will come in here. Marc looking to the break, to the limit break. You see if he can be playing a Leo. All right, we're gonna play the Y'shtola. So we ditched the Hooded Man for the Y'shtola. And we're hitting some damage. We lost in Amaterasu. Yeah, that was an interesting play there, because why attack when you can risk the experts, right? Especially as a Yuna deck. But I guess because Papi hasn't opened up with the Tyvis Mog, Marc feels like he's got a bit of an advantage at the moment. The fact that it hasn't come down still is probably giving Marc a lot of confidence. Papi's really got to think here. The card will come, just don't know when. I wish we could see more of his hand. I see a Mog in a Cuchulainn. Yeah, it's a tough spot here. Let's see, we got, so we're gonna pay water ice for the Sarah, okay? It's the one-off Sarah that he has in the deck. For one of the Lenas. So he's got 2 Lenas in the deck. So I guess when in doubt, right, play backups. He does have the chance for an Amaterasu. He has a Clive in hand. So he doesn't have bad cards. He just doesn't have the ones he needs. You need that Tyvus Mog, I think. Has helped him in the first 2 games. There's the Yuna. That's another Yustola. Full art Yustola, I think. I mean, maybe you get Yuna now and you freeze the Sarah. Okay, so now we're beginning with some shenanigans. Put demands on the field. Although there are not that many Cat 4 at the moment. Amaterasu. Alright, so we're gonna make him pay. Oof, that's an expensive Amaterasu. That's yeah, he's gonna Yustola it, yeah. I don't know if that was a good play. That you just spent your whole hand there. I don't think he. Yeah, I'm confused. Honestly. Yeah, I think maybe he didn't read the. Maybe he thought that Marc would just ditch the Yustola first, rather than tax him. Yeah, maybe he was hoping that's what would happen. And then when he got taxed twice, I don't know. Yeah, there's the Tyvus, and there's the Noctis that can get rid of the. Okay, so he's gonna do that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Get the draw rather than use the Noctis. But now you're down to 2 cards in hand. That was such an expensive mistake. Yeah. Let's see. He's still not too far behind, although he spent quite a lot there. Getting rid of that Yuna was big. I mean, yeah, Luna Freya is just a it's a really good card. Can really get you out of some sticky situations, I think. Um, draw 1. Of course. If he draws the Yuna here, it's going to turn the stream off. What is it? Show us, Marc. It's not Yuna, it's Porum. It's a Porum. It's a Porum. We're good. We're safe. I mean, Porum is still a valuable card here, but at least it's not the Yuna. So we drew. Did we double draw Thorvin here? It's just 1, right? Comes the Clive? Yeah. And we're gonna prime while we can. No Cecil, no Yuna. We're gonna kill 2 here. The Thornton is still in hand to search Tybus finally, maybe next turn, right? Yeah, block with the Leo. If we top deck Yuna here, are we okay? I don't know. Clive Ifrit's really punishing. Yeah, killing the Rosa there would prevent the Cecil play, but if Marc were to play Cecil next turn, he'd have to... Oh, I can't see. That's a Cecil. That's a 9k, right? Yeah, that was Cecil to damage. He needed that Cecil. I don't know if it's the Earth one. Yeah, fairly sure. No Yuna, or is it? Was that a Yuna? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's Yuna. There's Yuna. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna go back and forth here. But do you risk the Yuna without Cecil on the board? There's already one in the break zone. If that Yuna goes out, that third one might not be anywhere near the top of the deck. And searching it out, Marc he does have 2 pains. And he does have 1 Shinra. And 3 Thornton's like to come in the limit break, sorry, the X-Burst could save him. Yeah, simply hit one of these X-Bursts. It could save him. So yeah, probably better not to risk the Yuna. But still, right now we're gonna lose the Rosa, I think. Alright, we're gonna block, yeah. Oof, that's the second Miwa, right? No, I was thinking of game 1. Sorry, that's the first Miwa. Nobody's running Zidane, no. Alright, so yeah, it's like you're like probably didn't draw the Tybus, and he started out really bad. And I think Marc had an opportunity there to really set up and punish him. But Marc also just didn't get the right combination. So it left him kind of in no man's land. Like he had the Yuna, but he couldn't protect her. And losing that Earth Cecil to damage. Yeah, I mean we're gonna search for it. Yeah. It's actually pretty cold in the building. Be surprised if they're actually sweating, but definitely nervous. Here's the Rosa. There's the Cecil. We're gonna we're gonna draw, take the damage. The Yuna's in hand, so Yuna's coming down here, right? With the Cecil, or are we gonna wait one more turn? Watch. So now Marc's got the setup. We're gonna see Tybus from Papi. We're gonna see Tybus Axstar. I mean, whatever he drew is going to be used to pay the Yuna, right? Yeah, he's. Alright, we're gonna take. We're gonna draw. Oh, we're gonna search the Cecil. Yeah, we already drew off. Or are we searching? Oh, okay. Are we out of wind Cecils? Or are we choosing this one to prevent the Ifrit? I think we're doing this to protect the Ifrit. Protect from the Ifrit, sorry. Yeah, because now the Yuna's on. I mean, just this Cecil. Yeah, ability becomes 0. Damage from an ability becomes 0. Yeah, so yeah, this Cecil's protecting from any damage that, for example, that Ifrit will do or Zac will do. That's why we've chosen this one instead of Earth. Wind Cecil. Um, so this is a tactic that Marc used against Mono Fire last weekend to win the local qualifier here in Barcelona. Is that he played this Water Cecil, and his opponent couldn't really get off anything. Obviously, the Mono Fire was looking to do a bunch of damage. So he needs to find a way to get rid of this Cecil. And if he can't do damage by summons or abilities, we need to break it. And he does not have any cards in his deck that break. He does have Titus, but might need to freeze it, yeah. Let's see, Theodore. Yeah, it's your turn only. Yeah, it's only your turn for the Theodore. Yeah, that is true. Ultima could. It's weird though. We haven't seen the Tyvus, right? Like, there's 3 in the deck. uh, there's cards to search for it, and we just haven't been able to pull it off. Because an Axstar here would freeze. I mean, there's time. Marc is top decking. So we're gonna attack with the Zac. We're gonna go to damage 4. That was the Aerith. Oh, you're right. Yep. And then he's gonna search. He's gonna search Axstar here. Oh. He's not gonna play the Tyvus. Okay. Yeah. Right. 2 cards in hand. Yeah. Well, we know what's coming next turn. We finally see the Tyvus. So the Leonora is going to bring back Hooded Man. That's a 6 cost, right? That Leonora is a 6 cost. It is a 6 cost, yeah. And we're passing turn, 1 card in hand. If he's got Axstar already, doesn't have to search for him. This is probably looking good, yeah. So we're gonna pay 5 here, discard 1, yeah. He's gonna think about it. Yeah, he's gonna think that's a Meath. Okay, he's gonna search. So he's gonna yeah, wait, what? Oh, okay, no. Yeah, Axstar's gonna come straight from the hand. Shizuki's gonna come in. In response, we duel. Alright, so Zach's gonna attack. In response to the attack, we're gonna tie this, we're gonna Axstar. That's gonna give us 6k, but doesn't matter. Oh, so we are gonna play that Noctis. That is going to kill the Yuna because she's dull. So Marc should have dulled the Rosa. In hindsight, that would have made sense, but so the Yuna's gone. Or is he gonna make him pay 1? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Yuna's gone. And then Zach goes in for the damage. Damage 5. Oh, I think I messed up the damage. Let me just fix that. There we go. Right, so this looks, I mean, they're frozen, right? So that's gonna buy them some time, but that was the second Yuna, if I'm not mistaken. So there is still a Yuna, there is a Tyro in hand, but he would have to pay, well. So in the end, that teching those 3 Noctis has worked for him both in last game and this game. And he's got the Noctis playmat there from the new Magic the Gathering. So probably can think that Noctis is one of his favorite characters from the series. And here it is working out for him against Yuna. So that's pretty cool. Always like to see it when your favorite cards can kind of, be thrown into your decks and actually work out for you. Alright, so Marc's gonna pay here. Paying to search the Yuna. Pay 2 to play the Yuna. We're frozen here. So we got it's a Lena. It's a Lena, is that a Yuzuki? He does still have the Yuzuki in hand, does he not? So that will come in free. Oh, we're gonna discard the Yuzuki. Playing. Wait, there's a Lunafreya on the field? Is there not? There's 2 Luna. Yeah. 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right, guys, we're good now. Got the judge over, so we shuffled the deck, put the 2 cards he paid back into hand, and we're good to go. Yeah, no issues between the players. Marc also didn't see the Luna Freya under the Ifrit there, so. Papi did receive a caution, but yeah, we keep playing. Oh, that's a win, Cecil, to the damage 6. It's not what you want to see, is it? Yeah, free shuffle for the caution. Yeah, we had to shuffle because he had already pulled the Furion out of the order, so they were out of order now. So judge said shuffle. Yeah. Yeah, no, Marc is a very respectful player. You know, he would never. Yeah, if it's an honest mistake like that, I think you know, generally players at this level are pretty accommodating. And considering Marc also didn't see it, they were both surprised when I went over. They were like, "Wait, what?" So yeah, no problems. We're good to go. Everybody's happy. There are a lot of forwards on the on the board right now between both players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 between everybody. Okay, we're gonna boost Furion. Oh, we're gonna activate him, sorry. I think this is over for you, though, unfortunately. Yeah, it's done. Marc's conceded. There it is. Okay, so that was a good matchup. That was actually really fun to see. Just a slight hiccup at the end there with the double Luna Freya, but in the end, everything. I think the game was already heading in this direction anyway. So that is a 2-1 win for Papi. He has played against 2 Yuna decks consecutively and has won with Warriors. So if you are worried about Yuna, that might be the deck to play. I know some people will probably disagree with that, but so far he is 2-0 today against Yuna, against 2 good players, both Yuna players who have won qualifiers, and they lost today to him. So GG's, and we are now in turns already, so it'll be a short break, and then we will be into the results. We'll get the next pairings, and we'll be back for round 5. Okay, guys, stick around and see you guys soon.